we have spoken privately about this before, but on the same day as the PlayStation Showcase, the Matrix Resurrections trailer dropped. I know this is a movie, it's not a video game, but given the date in which dropped, and also given that the Matrix itself is like so connected with like gaming, I feel like it is a simulation. There's so many themes you can draw between them. I just feel like it's something worth talking about here. What did you think of the trailer? And I don't think any of us were that excited for the Matrix 4 this year.
I was
all worried about I think, yeah. So has this trailer, now that we finally see something, I'm still shocked it's coming this year, actually, because I kind of thought at this point it definitely wasn't. But are you now excited for it, or what?
I definitely am. This is there's a couple of films coming out where I'm just like, I'm gonna wait it out and see if it like comes to Netflix or something, right? I'm just not that. I just don't care that much. This, I'm going to the cinema to see this. I really want to see this film. I'm really, really surprised by how well it looks for something that's like coming out this year. And this is our first time seeing the trailer. Like, normally if a film looks that good, they're going to be like showing that shit all year.
All the time.
You know, they're going to piss you off with that trailer, throughout the year. But yeah, I think it looks really good.
Eric, how about you?
I think the action looks fine, but I think all the philosophical shit they're tackling in it looks great.
Well, yeah. I hope they go a little bit deeper with the philosophy.
But I do feel like they should call it reboot.
I said it day one. The Matrix 4 should be called The Matrix Rebooted. It's still the better title. Resurrections is not as good a title, I have to be honest.
No.
But it's fine. It's fine. It serves its purpose. But I mean,
it might suit the story a bit better.
They missed an opportunity, though, didn't they? Like, they'll never get that again, because hopefully they'll never have a gap this long again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also some faith has been restored. I was very worried about this, especially always hearing that it was coming this year and having seen nothing about it.
Yeah.
I was like, that gives me reason to be cautious. And having seen this trailer, I'm really interested. And I am so hoping I get to see it day one. Like, I don't want to wait a single day. As soon as it's out, I want to see it on a big screen. I don't want to see any possible spoilers. I feel like there's some really fucking interesting shit in there. Yeah. And some amazing consistency.
Yes.
In that.
Hell
yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because so I saw a few people, and like, they're right to give out. They really are. In that, if they're more familiar with the first movie and not as much with the other two, which, let's face it, have not been as rewatched as the first one, right?
Right, yeah.
But I've seen a few people like give out that it's like, where's the green tint? It just doesn't look like the Matrix. Mm-hmm. It's like, because at the end of the Matrix Revolutions, the green tint is gone. They rebooted the Matrix and it's bright.
Well, Satie repainted
Satie created that for Neo.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a brighter Matrix. It's not.
But it does look like throughout that trailer, it gets its green tone again when they're being chased by those agents.
Yeah, there's definitely elements of it.
Yeah. So it might be that the more he starts to wake up out of it, that it starts to go back into regular Matrix mode.
I like that they have the agents back and shit, and
it's Agent, what's his name, Johnson.
Agent Johnson is back.
Yeah, he's back.
That's
same actor and everything. What do you guys think of the use of the blue pills as medication?
That's great as well.
Because some serious Equilibrium vibes, isn't there?
Yeah, I love it though.
But like that for me is like back into that kind of philosophy shit of like, because it's very popular in America of like everyone needing to go see a therapist and get all these pills and
everywhere, really everywhere.
Well, yeah, everywhere. But it's when it comes, because America dominates the sort of media and social media aspect in a lot of their shows and films. They'd have characters going to see therapy, and it's almost like this is okay. Yeah, obviously you have the sort of like it's okay to seek help.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that Neo is going to see, well, Neil Patrick Harris' character, who's a therapist, who's then feeding him the blue pills. So some really good shit there.
Well, I
And
also got like, you know, so blue is obviously a very primary color for social media.
Oh, like Facebook and Twitter and
yeah, and then
And
everyone's on
everyone's
social media
on their
shit.
phone. Everyone's plugged in.
Yeah,
Basically.
I always thought that if they ever revisited the Matrix now, they have to touch on it as social media nowadays or something like that. Like there has to be an element of that in this movie. And
that's what I was
like,
always worried about was like, oh, if they're going to do another Matrix, is it just going to be another like the way the John Wick movies went? Is it just going to be just more action? It's like, how do you make a Matrix for today's world? And like that's it. That's how you do it.
yeah. And I like the idea that
it looks like Thomas Anderson works for an IT company still, but now it's a modern IT company, and you know they don't wear suits and ties, and they're in like real modern fucking offices, and they're all on their phones and shit, and you know he wears like a beanie hat and everything. Like, I was like,
but I like again,
you know,
like he lives in like a penthouse, and again, very common with that idea, like people living in penthouses going to see therapy and then taking drugs and shit to help them out and stuff, and he's lying in the bath with a duck on his head and crap. Like it looked like a really interesting drama set like in the world of the Matrix.
Like. Yeah. He's like a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually it's almost strange that they even decided to bring back Neo and Trinity as characters because they could literally use anyone. Like just the story alone looks fine.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool, like the blue glasses on the therapist and the red glasses on the one in, I assume it's a coffee shop or something, the one that's reading Alice in Wonderland.
Do you think that's the Oracle?
I mean, it could be. It could be.
I think it is. You know, she changes how she looks and stuff.
Yeah.
And those glasses were so similar to the glasses of the first Oracle. I think it could be. She kind of looked like her.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I'm also really intrigued by who that guy is at the end who was like, back to where it all began, man. Back to the Matrix. It's like, are they openly talking about it? Do they know they're in it? And they're choosing to take the blue pills so that they can stay in it? Is it a thing of like the machines made a peace truce with humans?
Yeah, like you have a choice.
Want them to stay plugged in. It's like, yeah, you have a choice. You don't have to stay here, but life is better here, isn't it? Like we'll look after you if you stay here.
Yeah.
Like come back to the Matrix, guys.
Yeah. I mean,
I wonder, like,
you don't have to have a Facebook account, but you won't be able to log into this thing if you don't.
That's what I mean. Like, I wonder if there's people who actually like they log into the Matrix because life is better.
Could be, yeah.
And if that's what it is, that's sick. The other theory I had though was that no one in this movie except Neo is real. That it's a Matrix built only for him.
Well, I don't know.
Because I do not
like Trinity doesn't look real.
Trinity's not real.
No.
Trinity is so dead.
I mean, you can see the code, so
yeah, I think they gave that away. That's it.
But I do think the Resurrections title is around her though, not Neo.
Possibly. Yeah, it's possibly that. But also, the fuck is going on at Morpheus, guys? What's that about?
Is that
is
actually
the weirdest?
I've seen. Like, I didn't think that for a second until I saw people talking about it.
Well, okay, so not only is he absolutely dressed as Morpheus,
not only is he him,
not only is he like cosplaying as Morpheus when he's giving him the pills. He's got the same shades and everything.
Yeah.
But then he put out that actor put out a tweet with the picture of him in that movie, and all he wrote was Morpheus. So, yes, he is Morpheus.
I don't know.
What the fuck is going on there?
Yeah, that's a bit. I guess we'll just have to find out.
Like, do you think for a second, are either of you convinced that Lawrence Fishburne is genuinely not in this movie?
Yes.
I think it would be...
you are convinced he's not?
It'd be very unfortunate if he wasn't.
Yeah, I do as well. Because as he says it, he never got a phone call.
Yeah, I say he's...
I
think he's not.
Oh, man.
That's rude.
Because I kind of had a thought that maybe, the way he, as he explains it, does he call it residual self-image?
Yeah.
He's like, when he's explaining to Neo, you've got your hair back, you've no plugs, like it's kind of how you see yourself. I kind of wonder if in the real world, like a lot of time has passed, Morpheus is much older, like really old. But when he's in the Matrix, he can be young again.
because he's projecting himself that way. I mean, yeah, I
and
kind
so
of
this
thought that.
younger actor, instead of doing a de-aging bullshit, this younger actor is playing the residual self-image of Morpheus, who is actually still alive.
Maybe.
Yeah,
If that's the
Which I
case,
think
you'd have
would
to
be
have
great.
you'd have to have Lawrence then, wouldn't you?
That's what I mean. Like, I wonder, like, will they finally get out to the real world and he is, and the surprise is he's old and decrepit or something.
Or no, it could-
Unless the role of the Morpheus is that it's like a constant, like it's predetermined destiny. As much as
like the Matrix will shape someone to be Morpheus.
Yeah, every
but
time.
he'll always think it was his choice.
Yeah, because that's like one of the beauties of the Matrix trilogy. Really, is this like the whole idea about destiny is like can you make choices or are they made for you? And I would love to see that weaved in there somewhere.
Well, that's what, like, someone made a really cool kind of observation as they were talking about the trailer, which was that so in the original Matrix trilogy, it's the sixth incarnation of the Matrix, and every time the one who is the anomaly gets to the point where they return the code back to the source, and then they reboot the Matrix to start again.
Yeah.
Right? Only this time Neo did not do that and chose love instead. He chose the like human side of himself rather than the kind of machine part of himself or the coding part of himself.
Yeah.
So they found that there was this one thing that they can't control, which is love. They can't predict it and they can't. So then someone brought it was like, what if then in this movie it's like this is the one way to control the one. He loves her so much. We need a coded version of her that we control to manipulate that part of him, which is the part we can't control, which is his love. And I was like, that's sick, bro.
That is pretty cool. I'd say that's probably what they're doing. It's like she's so well replicated that it's like her as a program becomes somewhat self-aware, and therefore she becomes an exile, which is why the agents are probably
why they're hunting her.
Yeah,
or because he can like rewrite the Matrix, like his own memories form her or something like that. Like he
like when
unknowingly
when they shake hands, it's like as if they transfer the data.
He puts his memories into her code or something like that. Like something like there's so much cool shit you can do with the Matrix, man.
I actually really loved the kind of the slight superhero touch that they have going on there. Like he's a little bit more like the modern comic book, the way they've depicted his powers and stuff like that. And I just think it translates well into the way, like it modernizes it in a way that it fits well, but not that it can't happen. That's the one thing. That's the beauty of the Matrix, is that like you can do anything because it's computer simulation. So
I am a little worried about martial arts being a thing in it, though. That's the only thing I'm actually worried about. I feel like as the movies went on originally, martial arts became less of a factor, and I saw very little signs of that in this. There was lots of cool visual effects, and there was lots of cool looks like there's gonna be a lot of cool action scenes. And yes, I'm here for the philosophy more, but I would love to see some great choreographed martial arts sequences too, and I don't know if there will be very many very much of that. That's the only thing.
There mightn't be. That my one fear is because it did look like the bit where they jump out the window. It looked very CGI to the extent like Matrix Reloaded CGI.
It didn't look great.
Didn't look very good. That could have been just a time restraint rather than yeah.
But then this is coming out.
I just hope they don't
in a couple of months
rely too much on that kind of stuff.
I hope so too.
Out of it, but I just thought the way he redirected the missile towards the helicopter, like that was
fucking
that
awesome.
was great.
Because it was so like, okay, you've got the abilities of 2 and 3, but it's got the visceral action of the first one almost.
Yeah, I got that sense. All right, definitely.
And even the way he stopped bullets, it's like, it's not as elegant as Reloaded. It's a little bit more
it's like
he has to try.
It's like he's in the Matrix 1, but inside him he already has the power levels of the Matrix Revolutions. But he's finding it all again.
Yeah.
So like in his desperate like, oh please don't shoot me, he actually is able to stop every bullet, like, you know.
Yeah, so he does it to. It looks like he's doing it to protect Trinity.
Yeah,
so it actually very
But it
much
looks
is like a superhero movie.
Yeah,
It fits well in the modern world, considering we have fucking 4 of them out a year. We have 4 out next year. 4 Marvel fucking superhero movies out next year. Jesus Christ.
And DC movies too.
Oh Christ,
yeah. Like for me, this is like it's such a, you know, fresh air kind of a thing. It's just it's so great to see something different now. Although it's still superhero-y, it's a bit more like the Unbreakable style superhero. The kind of, it's a bit more, I suppose, gritty.
I
guess dealing with
gritty
real
and
topics.
slightly realistic. I suppose.
Yeah. What did you think of the song choice for the trailer? Was it a bit on the nose, or was it a good? Did you just like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought
it was good
fitted
because,
everything that they had.
Yeah, it fit so well, and it was like, you know, it's not the first time they've done that. Like they've always used some sort of song in previous trailers, and then the way they blended into the actual Matrix soundtrack, and it was great
when it swelled
to hear
into
that
it
at the end. It was just like, yes,
it got really, really good.
Yeah.
And also, it's so strange that that's a pretty old song, yet it seemed like, or felt like, it was written for this trailer. Didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Like, but that is, and since then I've been listening to that song, and I was like, this is a great fucking song. It is. It's really good. It keeps building to the end. It's brilliant. My only actual criticism, though, like a genuine criticism, which I know can't be fixed. So that's why it's a criticism. Everything, like, you know, worrying about whether there's martial arts, I just have to wait and see the film. Or worrying how the special effects will look is like, you have to wait and see the finished film. But the thing that I know will not change, that I don't like, is Neo's hair.
Oh, he's got the John Wick look.
He just looks like John Wick. He doesn't look like Neo.
But he's looked like John Wick since John Wick in everything.
I know that, and I think it would have been nice for this role, because to me, what it came across as, and don't get me wrong, like I know, like, Keanu Reeves is making John Wick movies too, right? It came across to me that it was like, so are you gonna cut your hair for the Matrix? No, I gotta keep it for John Wick. And it's like, but this is the Matrix. And it's like, yeah, but John Wick. Like, I'm doing another John Wick though, and it's like, John Wick is fun. This is the fucking Matrix, man. I don't know. Like, for me personally, I'm just like, I didn't really see Thomas Anderson sitting there.
No, I agree. Yeah, I do agree
and
with that.
To me, that's a little bit of a shame.
I kind of felt that with everything he's in.
You know,
like
because he's rocked that look for so long. Now it's just Keanu Reeves and everything.
Correct. Yeah.
And
I hope I hope it is Thomas Anderson in it, because his performance does look a little different.
It does. That is my genuine criticism, is that I didn't see Neo, but I hope that when I'm finally seeing the film and seeing the scenes in context, that by the end of it, I'm like, no, that was Neo. Neo's back.
Yeah. Then again, he has the opportunity to play the character differently, just because the circumstances are different, and how the machines are controlling him is different, and things like that. But yeah, there is so much kind of like Truman Show, Equilibrium kind of shit going on there, isn't there?
And I think the real world, or the machine world, or whatever, might look better than it ever has, possibly. Those sequences looked great. I know you only get quick flashes but they look fucking awesome.
Even the kind of the bit where it's like the actual guys in the tanks, kind of like that, just looks so really cool. Yeah.
So that stuff could look really good, you know, with modern technology as well. So
they're such terrifying machines.
They really are.
They're terrifyingly efficient. Oh, it'd be cool if the architect was in it again.
Well, that could be him, you see, couldn't it? Well, it wouldn't be, would it?
The guy who's like, welcome back to the Matrix, could be.
Maybe.
He could be the architect. He's like a real modern architect type now, you know? He's
so at least
cutting edge, like, graphic designer guy.
So at least when he speaks, we'll know what the fuck he's talking about. Not needed the source to be like,
shall be.
Yeah. Do you think that
vis-a-vis?
Do you think Neil Patrick Harris he's surely a villain then, right?
Well, he's a machine.
He's a program.
Yeah.
I've heard that Jada Pinkett Smith is going to be in it.
Right.
This is
Cool.
why it's weird if Lawrence Fishburne isn't. And I've heard that the guy who played the Merovingian is going to be in it.
Ooh,
Cool.
fun.
I hope he is.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's
You
the
know,
coolest part of Reloaded, I think.
He's so cool. He's so interesting.
Yeah.
He's such a vile, horrible. Plus, in terms of like,
But just that conversation, I just think it was so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was great.
You had the Oracle telling them one thing regarding choice, and you had him telling them another thing about choice. I just thought that kind of like them trying to decide, like, what the fuck do we do? You know, who do we listen
I really
to?
like. He kind of in that trilogy plays the role of, say, Jabba the Hutt from the Star Wars trilogy.
Yes,
He's this other
Yeah.
menacing. He has nothing to do with the Empire. He's a force unto himself, and he runs the underground of the kind of universe. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, and there's barely any way to bargain with him.
Yeah. So what are you gonna say? Anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's podcast episode. But please do let us know if you've seen a Matrix Resurrections trailer, what you think of it. We've spoiled it on you now if you haven't, but I'm sure you have seen it because it's been out everywhere. But let us know what you think about it. Have you any theories going forward, and what do you think about this younger Morpheus and all that other stuff? What do you think about it? Are you looking forward to seeing it?